Hi, I'm Erica, a mom, wife, and caregiver. I have been through the highs and lows of having a child with a medically complex background and special needs, all caused by epilepsy. I'm here to let you know you're not alone. There are so many resources out there, and that you too can and will come out on the other side stronger and more resilient than you ever imagined. It's not always easy, but I'm here for you. Welcome to the Parenting Epilepsy and Special Needs podcast. Welcome back, friends. As I was thinking about what I was going to talk about today, something guided me towards discussing the natural fear and anxiety that can come about when making a change or even planning for something major for our child with special needs and epilepsy. It's almost as if we go through these seasons of steady and calm. And then, in order to keep making progress or to take steps towards seizure reduction or seizure freedom, we need to get a little uncomfortable and make a change. And it's not easy, but in every situation, at least for me, as I reflect back on those periods of our life, there is almost always some form of growth, both for our daughter and ourselves individually, as well as a family. And this happens as we recalibrate and adjust to the new normal of whatever that may be or look like. So, what are some examples of these types of transitions or changes that cause this fear and anxiety? Maybe it's a change in medication, and this process requires weeks of gradually increasing the dose to start a new medication, all while watching for side effects and then ultimately coming off of an existing medication. For us, this has meant an increase in seizures for a short time until our daughter's body adjusts to the change. It's stressful to watch her take a step back, but it's typically followed by three steps forward most of the time. Another example could be having the courage to cut ties with a therapist because you know that they aren't a good fit for your child, and that although it can be difficult to move on, it's always better for them to work with someone who is going to be kind but firm, all while motivating them to take part in the exercises and activities that will help them grow. Or maybe, and this is again, all of these are coming from experiences that we have had. uh, or maybe it's changing schools, changing programs, changing teachers, or moving on from, say, elementary school to middle school. This is often a stressful one for me, and I guarantee that I'm not alone here. Just this past year, our daughter transitioned from elementary school to middle school. In the past, she has also transitioned between schools and programs, and it was stressful, but it all worked out. I love having a sense of security and knowing that my daughter's school team understands the best way to work with her and to motivate her to learn and grow. I am extremely grateful when we have a team who is in lockstep, takes the time to get to know her, and quickly learns what does and does not work for her in the learning environment. But even through transitions, it's hard. No matter how many times I tell myself, we have done this before, it's going to be okay, we'll figure it out, I still worry. Why? Because I care. I want my daughter to have a healthy and positive experience at school. I work really hard up front at the beginning of the school year, each year, to ensure that any teacher any new teacher, that is, therapist, teaching assistant, aide, or a staff member that will be interacting with her on a daily basis is trained on her condition, knows the best ways to motivate her, and is informed, most importantly, on how to keep her safe across her school day. During these times of transition and change, I often repeatedly have to remind myself how important it is to have trust in the process and the people who will be working with her. It's almost like I have to constantly remind myself, as I've said before, that we have done hard things before and growth happens on the other side. Then there is the really big one where so much courage and bravery is required, preparing for a surgery or a procedure or an inpatient hospital stay. There have been times in our past that my husband and I have asked all of the questions under the sun, talked to other parents, and have even had multiple meetings with doctors to discuss an upcoming surgery or procedure. I've come to the realization that no matter how prepared you think you are for whatever lies ahead, there is always the unknown. And this is okay. This is normal. There is no possible way for even a doctor to prepare us for every situation and every scenario that can happen as a result of a major procedure. Our daughter has had what I personally feel are very simple procedures, such as tubes placed in her ears, to more major surgeries, such as a hemispherectomy, where half of her brain was removed, to a hip reconstruction surgery that required her to lay in bed for 6 weeks. Each of these procedures were scary for different reasons. However, we prepared ourselves the best way that we could by educating ourselves on what to expect after the procedure and talk to others to learn from their experiences. Situations occurred that we were not familiar with how to navigate, but with the help of our medical team, parent forums online, and researching the issue that we were encountering, we figured it out. This is so important to remember. As parents of children with special needs and epilepsy, we can find ourselves in a cycle of feeling like, yes, we got this. Everything is under control. And the next day can present us with the complete opposite emotion of, what should I do? Or how do I figure this out? And at the end of the day, it's about getting into a habit of reminding yourself that you can figure this out too. You've done it before and you will do it again. So, what got me thinking about all of this? Well, we are currently in the very early stages of embarking upon another transition with our daughter. We are exploring the ketogenic diet again as an option to help manage the cluster seizures that our daughter has been having for the past year. I I see this as a positive transition. Either it will be helpful and give her some relief, or she will not tolerate it and will end the diet. Because this change involves her daily life and eating habits, there's still a level of stress and anxiety involved for me. For example, while she is open to eating more varieties of food right now, and she generally finishes the food on her plate, it will now be imperative that she eats everything that we give her. She is also not the best at drinking water. I don't know if any of you can relate to me there, but please reach out if you do. So I'm still in the process of trying to figure out and research creative ways to get her to drink more water. This will help, obviously for the ketogenic diet with side effects and of course dehydration. So I personally am still in the uncomfortable figuring it out phase, coming up with questions on how to navigate social situations, such as attending parties or going out to eat as a family, or even traveling. And I am a planner by nature, which I think a lot of us are. We kind of have to be. So I know I'll figure it out, but I absolutely dislike this in between. I think we can all agree that no one likes this middle ground, but this is an important time of info gathering and finding out what has worked for others while also remembering that we have done hard things in the past and this too will get figured out. So I will keep you updated on how things are going as we begin this next journey. If you have suggestions or ideas to help, especially with getting a child to drink water, please share. You can DM me on Instagram. As always, thank you for being here and for listening. I am so proud of you. I am here for you, and I know that you are doing the best with everything on your plate. So until next time, stay strong and believe in yourself. You are an amazing mama, and your child is lucky to have you. Please share this with someone who could benefit from hearing today's episode. Don't forget to write a review or rate this episode. It means the world to me and helps get this show out to others who need this information. You can also follow me on Instagram at parenting epilepsy _ special needs.